She worked well in their home. For 7 years, until a single shift ended with her death, and afterward detectives discovered a shocking truth she never got to tell. Pinebrook, Virginia. A small, quiet town where people left doors unlocked and waved to neighbors they barely knew. It was early spring of 2019. Still cold, still gray. Still that time of year when mornings felt heavier than they should. The victim was Maria Esteban, a 42-year-old housekeeper from Durham who had been working in Pinebrook for nearly 7 years. A calm woman, soft-spoken, known for humming gospel songs while she scrubbed floors. Everyone called her Miss Maria. She was a single mother of 2 teenagers, worked 6 days a week, sent money back home, trusted easily. Her main employer was the Harrington family, a wealthy couple. Big white colonial house on Sycamore Lane. Tall hedges, tall windows, tall secrets. Maria cleaned there every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Never missed a shift, never arrived late. That's why what happened surprised the entire town. Saturday, April 6, 2019, 7:12 a.m. A neighbor walking her dog saw something strange. The Harringtons' back door was cracked open, just slightly, just enough to look wrong. The dog stopped, growled. The woman, Eleanor Briggs, stepped closer, just enough to feel the cold air spilling out from the kitchen. She called out, "Hello? Everything okay in there?" Silence. Then a faint beep from inside. The sound a fridge makes when the door is left open too long. That was all. Eleanor called 911 at 7:18 a.m. Deputy Mark Lively of the Pinebrook Sheriff's Office was the first to arrive. He pushed the door fully open with one gloved hand. The fridge really was open. Half a carton of strawberries on the floor. A bottle of water tipped over. A faint, sweet smell of bleach creeping through the room. "Hello?" he called. No answer. He stepped farther inside. His boot hit something soft. It was a folded cleaning rag. Still damp. Still warm. That's when he saw it. A trail. Thin droplets leading toward the laundry room. Not the dramatic movie kind. Small. Dark. Almost dry. He followed it. And then, he saw her. Maria lay on the laundry room floor. Face down. Arms tucked unnaturally beneath her body. Her cleaning bucket spilled beside her. No sign of forced entry. No shattered glass. No overturned furniture. Just Maria. Still. Silent. Deputy Lively checked for a pulse. Nothing. The crime scene photographer, Justine Moore, arrived at 7:42 a.m. The forensic team at 8:05. CSI marked 3 key things immediately. A smudge on the washer door, like someone wiped it quickly. A partial footprint, small, maybe a woman's size. A single gold earring under the laundry shelf. Here's what they didn't find. Maria's phone. Maria's purse. Maria's spare house keys. All missing. And the Harringtons? Nowhere in sight. At 9:14 a.m., a dark blue SUV pulled into the driveway. Out stepped Daniel Harrington, age 48, a corporate attorney. His wife, Elaine, 44, a yoga instructor. They had been at a weekend retreat, or so they said. Their reactions were mixed. Elaine screamed and collapsed into an officer's arms. Daniel didn't shed a tear. He only asked one thing. Was anything stolen? Detectives found the question odd. Not unusual, but odd. By noon, the house was officially sealed. The medical examiner transported Maria's body to Richmond for autopsy. Detective Paul Kendrick, the lead investigator, made the first public statement. "We are treating this as a suspicious death." Everyone in Pinebrook knew what that meant. They just didn't say it out loud. Co-workers from her other jobs described Maria as loyal. Never complained. Never gossiped. Never acted scared. Except one time. One woman, Esther Ramos, another local housekeeper, said something interesting. Maria had told her, "Sometimes people hide dirty things in clean places." Esther didn't understand what she meant. Maria never explained. But Esther's face changed when detectives told her Maria was dead. She said Maria had been nervous lately, had mentioned problems at one of her employer's homes. But Maria refused to say which family. When detectives searched the Harringtons' laundry room, They found a strange device tucked behind a fabric softener bottle. A nanny cam, not pointing toward the kids' rooms, not toward the hallway, but toward the floor, right where Maria's body had been. The camera had no SD card. It had been removed. The Harringtons claimed they never placed any camera there. They blamed an unknown intruder. Detectives weren't buying it. On April 7, 2019, the medical examiner released preliminary findings. Maria had bruising to both wrists, a fractured hyoid bone, no defensive wounds, lungs partially filled with fluid, traces of chloroform in her blood, cleaning product residue on her clothing. The official cause of death? Asphyxiation. Time of death? Between 5:40 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. But the Harringtons claimed they had left for their retreat at 4:30 a.m. Only one problem. License plate camera footage from Route 16 showed their SUV passing the checkpoint at 7:03 a.m. Not 4:30. Not even close. Daniel said the camera must be wrong. It wasn't. 3 days later, a man came forward. 49-year-old lawn worker Reggie Collier. He claimed he saw something the morning before Maria died. He had been mowing the Harringtons' yard at 6:50 a.m. on Friday, less than 24 hours before the murder. He said he heard yelling from inside the house. A woman yelling. Not Maria. Not Elaine. A third woman. Detectives took the statement seriously. Reggie was known in town. Quiet. Honest. Didn't drink. So detectives asked the obvious question. Who was the woman? Reggie didn't know. He never saw her. Only heard her. But he remembered one thing clearly. She said, "If she tells anyone, we're done." The police dig deeper. Search warrants flew. Devices seized. Bank records reviewed. Emails combed through. And then investigators found something on Elaine's laptop. Deleted messages. Not fully erased. Some were between Elaine and a woman named Sabrina Lowe, 37, a home organizer from Charlottesville. Sabrina was not on any employee list. Not officially hired. But she had visited the Harrington home twice in the past 2 months. According to the messages, Elaine had asked Sabrina for private cleaning services. A phrase investigators would later discover was code for something else entirely. The texts included this one, dated March 29th. She came earlier again. If she sees the drawer, we're screwed. Drawer. Detectives searched every drawer in the house. Only one was locked. Daniel's office desk. Inside they found financial documents, a forged signature sheet, a burner phone, a black ledger with initials matching real clients, and a prescription bottle with the label peeled off. Inside the bottle, traces of chloroform. Detectives discovered Daniel Harrington had been stealing client funds from his law firm for nearly 4 years. A quiet white-collar crime. Small amounts at a time. Enough to avoid suspicion. Until Maria saw something. What exactly? A bank statement left on the desk. A phone call overheard. A drawer she accidentally opened while dusting. Whatever it was, Maria had seen too much. And she planned to confront Daniel. How do detectives know? Maria's daughter revealed a text. The last message Maria ever sent. "I know what he's doing. I'm going to say something after my shift tomorrow." The case seemed clear. Too clear. That shift was April 6th, the day she died. Because suddenly, witnesses began changing their stories. Eleanor, the neighbor who called 911, suddenly couldn't recall whether the back door was truly open. Reggie, the lawn worker, said he must have heard the yelling from a different house. Sabrina, the organizer, refused to speak at all. Lawyers appeared. Statements were withdrawn. Neighbors stopped answering the door. The Harringtons hired one of the top defense attorneys in Virginia. Rumors spread that the family was offering money for silence. Detective Kendrick said it bluntly. "This case feels like someone threw sand over the tracks." On April 17th, investigators retrieved cloud backups from the hidden nanny cam. Turns out, it uploaded automatically to an encrypted folder. The footage was grainy. Poor angle. Not perfect, but clear enough. At 5:58 a.m., Maria was cleaning the laundry room. At 6:02 a.m., Elaine entered, closing the door behind her. At 6:04 a.m., Daniel entered. He locked the door. The footage had no audio, but the struggle was visible. Maria backed up, hands raised, shaking her head. Daniel placed a towel over her face, held it there. Elaine grabbed her wrists. It ended quickly. At 6:12 a.m., Maria stopped moving. At 6:14 a.m., Elaine wiped the washer door. Daniel removed the memory card. Both left the room. At 6:21 a.m., their SUV pulled out of the driveway. They didn't go to any retreat. They drove to a hotel 18 minutes away, sat in the lobby, waiting, trying to create an alibi. On April 20th, police arrested both Daniel and Elaine Harrington. Charges: first-degree murder, evidence tampering, obstruction of justice, conspiracy. Bail was denied. The small town of Pinebrook finally breathed again. The trial began on February 3, 2020. The courtroom was packed. Locals sat shoulder to shoulder. Maria's family filled the first two rows. Her daughter held her mother's rosary. The prosecution played the nanny cam video. No one spoke. Some cried. Some turned away. The defense argued the footage was taken out of context, claimed Maria fainted, claimed the couple panicked. The jury didn't buy it, especially not after the forensic chemist testified. Chloroform residue was found on the towel recovered from the Harrington washing machine, and the digital expert added, the missing footage was intentionally deleted at 6:16 a.m. And then the biggest blow. Sabrina Lowe, the organizer, agreed to testify. She admitted she helped Elaine wipe fingerprints from the drawer weeks earlier. Admitted she heard them discuss Maria. Admitted she was offered $12,000 to stay quiet. The courtroom froze. Elaine buried her face in her hands. Daniel just stared straight ahead. On February 20, 2020 at 3:38 p.m., the jury returned. Both Daniel and Elaine were found guilty on all charges. Sentences: Daniel Harrington, life without parole. Elaine Harrington, 38 years in state prison. Each ordered to pay $125,000 restitution to Maria's children. Maria's daughter cried quietly. Her son held her hand. Justice had taken time. Fight. But it came. After the trial, the Harrington house was sold. The new owners painted the laundry room, removed the cabinets, removed the tiles, removed the past. But Pinebrook never forgot. Once a woman came there to clean, and she saw something she wasn't meant to see. She tried to tell the truth, and truth, finally, spoke louder. Justice doesn't erase loss, but it reminds us that silence has power, and so does speaking up. If you want more true crime stories like this, subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers together.